Often, when children of first-generation immigrants come to the United States, they feel as if they don't truly belong to either group. Having to switch back and forth between languages to fit the standards of both cultures can be especially tough on children of first-generation immigrants. Code switching is known as adjusting one's style of speech or language in order to be accepted by the majority group around you. Code switching does not have to be from one language to another. It can change in slang, dialect, accent, or even actions. To talk a little bit more about code switching, I interviewed a close friend of mine, Muskan.
My name is Muskan Sharma. I'm 18 years old. My parents are North Indian, and I've lived here my whole life.
What is your second language and how did you learn it?
My second language is Hindi. When I was younger, I couldn't speak any Hindi. I could understand some words, and I went to India. But then I actually learned Hindi when my mom put me in Hindi school from like 3rd grade to the end of high school.
When you're switching between languages, do you find it difficult to remember words in your primary language and vice versa?
So it happens more so with Hindi than English because I have to actually think about Hindi before I say it because it's my second language. With English, it rarely happens, but it does happen.
How connected do you feel to your culture? Do you feel like using your second language increases that cultural connection?
So when I didn't know any Hindi, I felt very isolated whenever I went to India. It didn't feel like I fit in at all because my family would be confused about my American accent when I spoke Hindi. But now that I've learned Hindi, I think I'm way more connected. I can speak and have a conversation with my relatives and grandparents, and they actually understand me. I think they're very happy about the fact that I know Hindi, so I'm connected to my ancestors.
Code switching can also result in the feeling that you are forgetting parts of both of your cultures, whether that be words or traditions. Often, children of immigrants feel that it is difficult to honor both parts of their cultures. I personally come from a family that only speaks English, so I can't speak from personal experience. However, I've had several friends who have grown up in the United States tell me that they feel that they don't really know enough about their culture. When they visit friends and family in their country of origin, or their parents' country of origin, they feel as if they're treated differently for not having grown up in that country. Even if they speak the language, they often feel that their American accent gives them away. They aren't treated as part of that culture because they are too American. I feel that often we think about how children of immigrants are treated differently for not being American enough in America, but we don't often think about how they are treated differently in their country of origin as well. Because of this, code switching goes both ways. As many friends of mine have talked about how when they go to places like India, they are expected to act completely differently, dress more conservatively, and try to hide their Americanness as much as possible. Although it's not Muskan's experience, I know many people who have been shamed for speaking their native language in the United States by random people or even their peers. Even though the U.S. does not have an official language, many people treat English as the primary and only language to be used in social settings. To get a job, you have to speak English. To buy things at a store, you have to speak English. Ironically, many American people don't believe that they should have to learn other languages to move to a different country. There is this unspoken message that English should be the lingua franca of the world.